Contagious, Why Things Catch On, by Jonah Berger. After our struggle against COVID-19, the word contagious has a bad connotation. It makes us think of masks, quarantine, and hand sanitizer. But contagious is a positive word if you are talking about a product you are marketing because going viral is the goal. According to Jonah Berger, author, professor, and marketing expert, there are 6 factors that can propel a product to viral status. His factors are built on the old adage that word of mouth is the best advertisement. Berger makes them easy to remember with the acronym STEPS as follows. Social currency, triggers, emotions, public, practical value, and stories. Social currency. The idea behind social currency is that we build our own social wealth by building our reputation through what we share. Sharing happens in many ways, from phone conversations to Instagram posts, but whatever way it happens, we often take a product along with us to make us look good. If you can give a customer a way to look good while promoting your product, you have succeeded. Berger suggests 3 ways to get people to share your product. The most straightforward way to do this is to make your product absolutely remarkable. People will remark about a product that is new and different and breaks the mold. Another way is to build in some sort of game mechanics. Perhaps customers will receive crown rewards for spending nights at your hotel, gas rewards for spending money at your grocery store, or air miles for flying with you. This is an indirect method, but most people like to compare how they're doing at accruing rewards, air miles, and the like. Lastly, you can make people feel like insiders. We all like to feel special, and we will share it when we do. Buy-in cooperatives use this technique. For example, we enjoy telling people how much money and time we save as an Amazon Prime member, or about the great deals we get through Amazon Subscribe and Save. Triggers. Triggers are built-in reminders in the environment that make people think of a product. These triggers keep a product on the top of mind, tip of the tongue, meaning that people will think about the product, talk about the product, and buy the product more readily. A crazy example of this was experienced by the Mars Candy Company. When NASA launched the mission to Mars in the late 90s, Mars Candy experienced a huge jump in sales. Triggers can be anything that will help people associate your product with something they are exposed to often in the environment. Not only visual, but auditory triggers work as well. Research shows, for example, that people drink more wine at restaurants playing French music. Emotions. When we care, we share. Berger identifies certain emotions as high arousal emotions, while others are low arousal. Think of the word arousal as meaning ready for action. High arousal emotions are more readily shared. They include awe, excitement, humor, anger, and even anxiety. Humans love to laugh together and to protest together. We tend also to share our excitement and our worry. Sadness, however, is a low arousal emotion. If we are sad that we didn't get that job we wanted, for example, we probably lay low and keep it to ourselves for a while. Marketing techniques that stir the high arousal emotions move us to action, and we share about it more readily. Consider the television ads that you remember. Most are probably funny or touching in some way, or perhaps they play on your anxiety. Market your product to touch a high arousal emotion. Public. The concept here is built to show, built to grow. This is why establishing your brand is considered important. Coca-Cola is a great example. They have changed their design from time to time since they began in 1892, but the font for Coca-Cola has stayed recognizably the same. Making things more publicly recognizable makes them more likely to become and stay popular. That is partly because humans are so social and often imitate the behaviors of those around them. Why is there always money in the tip jar at your coffee drive-thru, even if you are one of the first customers of the day? Baristas know that people are more likely to tip if there is evidence that others have tipped, so they prime the pump. Berger recommends making self-advertising a priority. That means establishing a brand and sticking with it. Notice that there is no mistaking Levi jeans or Nike wear. Consider also encouraging behavioral residue. This means leaving traces of your product, like giving out a shopping bag that is classy enough to be reused and will continue to promote your company. Practical value. Nothing is more worth sharing than something that really works. People like to offer helpful advice and referrals, especially if the price is right. But it turns out that the price being right is quite a subjective concept. People evaluate a price based on several things: past experience, other prices available for comparison, and the perceived amount of discount. As a marketer, you can't do much about past experience, but you can provide reference points and make discounts seem substantial. People tend to recognize and evaluate prices in terms of prices they can compare. You might notice a number of shopping sites like Amazon giving the list price and their price, which is lower, of course. This gives customer an easy point of reference. The word sale has the same effect, hinting that the sale price is better than the regular price. Further, discounts can be given in an absolute dollar value or as a percentage off. The rule of 100 states that for items under $100, a percentage off seems to be more significant to buyers, while for items over $100, the actual dollar value off seems to be more significant. The better the deal seems to us, the more apt we are to share it with others. Stories. People love stories and love to share them. The big challenge is using stories to make sure your brand is highlighted in the story. Hallmark Gold Crown is one of the most successful at creating a story that involves their product. They touch emotions as well. Hallmark has created story after story that convinces us we can show how we care with cards. When you care enough to send the very best, 1934 slogan. Ann Herrick, marketing director at Hallmark, explains that every piece of content should serve to champion, facilitate, and inspire more caring along the way, elevating Hallmark from a card and ornament company to a caring company. Jonah Berger gives you an easy way to evaluate your product and marketing strategies so people will want to share. No masks, no quarantine, no hand sanitizer. The STEPS acronym can help you get a step closer to a contagious product with viral results.